streams are getting all set. Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday, happy mindful moment. Launching all the goodies, so we're all good to go. Everyone's doing well on this beautiful Saturday morning. We got some nice weather out there, which is always a big plus. Hopefully it holds up for us as well. I think it's supposed to be very nice this weekend. Beautiful. Hello, hello, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, good morning, everyone. Just trying to get the Zoom link up and we should be good to go. Just in case anyone's tuning in through Zoom. You can tune in through Zoom, through Instagram, through Facebook, through YouTube. Trying to get it all up and running. Making it as accessible as possible. Accessibility is a big thing for us. Big thing. Just trying to get it available for everyone to see. Beautiful and lovely. We are all good to go. Thank you so much for tuning in for this mindful moment. I really appreciate it. This is a Dantean Energy Mindful Moment. We meet every day. Saturdays, I think Saturdays and Sundays we're going to be doing just once a day, but during the week we meet 3 times a day, 9 o'clock, 12:30, and 7:30 for a moment of mindfulness in these particularly chaotic times. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing really well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and get started. So this is a mindful moment. It's going to be about 30 minutes long. It consists of a 10 to 15 minute introduction and review from yesterday, then about a 10-minute class for today, and then we're going to be doing a 10 to 15 minute activity / meditation. And today is actually an expressive movement, so it's a little bit more form of an active meditation, and then we will then settle back down into our bodies with a loving kindness body scan. Then we finish each class with a Zen koan, which is a riddle, and then we'll be on our way. So let's go ahead and get started. I like to begin each practice by setting an intention. An intention applies a purpose to the practice. So it can be a dedication, like I said, it can be an intention, it can be an idea, a concept, a mantra. Any of these things work really well. To set the intention with a deep breath in and long breath out. And we begin every class with this valuable reminder: the real meditation is how you live your life, reminding us to not stick with what we're doing on the mat, take what we learned and apply it to day-to-day living. Valuable reminder. And excellent, now I will be reviewing the koan from yesterday. And the koan from yesterday went a little something like this. A monk asked Joshu, "Has the dog the Buddha nature?" And Joshu answered, "Mu." So as I mentioned briefly yesterday, this is a very well-known koan, and his response, "Mu," is now commonly used as a mantra. From the Buddhist perspective, all sentient creatures have the Buddha nature, and particularly a animal such as like a dog, which has perhaps even a happier temperament. You would definitely say, yeah, of course the dog has the Buddha nature, right? Well, another version is also, how does the dog have the Buddha nature? By pushing him off the cliff. Okay, so again, koans are meant to have a degree of wit, a degree of humor, and so what are we really saying here? Well, I think on multiple levels, there's multiple levels to this koan. And on one level, this is about letting go of authority. Joshu, a Zen master, answering in a way that is apparently incorrect, is the first lesson to the young monk about listening to authority for simply authority's sake, right? Don't take things at face value just because someone from a position of authority. The other thing is mu, which translates to no or nothingness, is a key teaching. To fully understand life, we must begin to understand nothingness. The idea is perhaps that there is no has or who has not, that the dog does or does not have the Buddha nature, and that all things, all of conditioned existence, have the elements of mu, have the elements of nothingness. So even if we were to ask if this object is real, we're not asking a question of substance. Reality and nothingness, internal and external conceptions, have and have-nots, are all ultimately illusionary, and we are united under a deeper nature. So that's my personal interpretation of this koan. I would love to hear your own personal interpretations as well. I think that's often one of the most fun parts, is sharing them. And next, I'd just like to remind of our working definition of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a combination of awareness, equanimity, and concentration. Awareness is the recognition of existence. I am, and I know that I am. Equanimity is the unconditional acceptance of what is now, non-judgment, non-reactivity. And concentration is the intention to keep in the mind's attention the cultivation of awareness and equanimity. I just love the flow of that sentence, the I-O-N, I-O-N, I-O-N. But yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. George, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So for today's lesson is actually a pretty fun one. It's actually going to be shaking and dancing, which is a pretty fun topic of discussion. And it comes from this book right here, The Transformation, Discovering Wholeness and Healing After Trauma, James S. Gordon. He's got a whole kind of chapter on shaking and dancing, and that's where I derived the research from, as well as the activities. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's talk a little bit about movements and its effects. So a movement in a textbook definition is a change in position or whatever, a change in place or position. But what movement really does is it melts our frozen bodies. It can also help us release emotions, raise energy, lift troubled mind, increase neurotransmitters, particularly serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. It creates new neurons in the hippocampus, which is very important. It can also be shown to decrease anxiety, increase greater resilience, improve mood, relief and protection against depression, improved sleep and memory, and greater capacity and focus. So all of these things, research has supported movement has a positive effect on. We see in order to move. We move in order to see. William Gibson, one of the pioneering authors of the cyberpunk subgenre. So movement versus exercise. I just want to briefly touch upon what's the difference. Exercise, as someone who loves exercise is goal-oriented and goal-directed. I think that is a really valuable aspect of exercise that is accentuated by personal trainers and coaches and all that kind of stuff, but is also the kind of where we make the difference in movement versus exercise for our purposes. Movement, on the other hand, though could be controlled at first, it becomes expressive and spontaneous and liberating. Okay, so there's not necessarily a goal in mind. There might be an idea or a concept or an intention, but with movement, with joyful movement, there's not necessarily a goal. Consciousness is only possible through change, and change is only possible through movement. Aldous Huxley, prolific author of Brave New World. Shaking. So let's talk about shaking. What is shaking? So stress and trauma stores in our body. That is a biological fact. And one indicator of that is weakness, stiffness, inability to act or feel. Those are all really strong indicators that you have stress or trauma stored in your body. The first thing animals do when they get out of the pool or they get out of a scary situation is they shake it out. How many times have you seen a dog, a cat, a rat, or whatever shake it all out? Well, it's also a form of expressive meditation. And they believe that animals shake it all out because we have the fight, flight, and freeze responses, right? So the freeze response, you're stuck in place, they think they're literally shaking out that fear paralysis. But shaking, furthermore, is a form of expressive meditation, and it's one of the oldest ones on our planet. Our ancestors shouted, roared, jumped when something happened, whether it was something positive or negative. And it's highly likely to have similar effects to walking, jogging, and yoga. The research hasn't been totally done, but cardiovascularly and activity-wise, it seems to have very similar results to those three activities. Buddhist monks of Tibet were big on shaking. Sufis in Persia and Turkey, they did a lot of whirling. And then modern Gestalt bioenergetics, therapeutic techniques, Gestalt and bioenergetics, definitely utilize shaking, rocking, all this kind of stuff to try to release emotional energy that is trapped within our muscles. Another way to describe this is archaic techniques of ecstasy. So just that pure, archaic expression of joy. I think that's a good way to kind of visualize even shaking. I move, therefore I am. Haruki Murakami. Again, another very prolific Japanese author, but I love his take on the I think, therefore I am. I move, therefore I am. And finally, dance. Everyone can dance. I love to make that statement. I will argue that to the end of time because I believe it is like a face or a fingerprint. It is something unique and special to you. There is no avoiding it. You can dance. You were born to dance. You've only ever danced. And even if we don't feel the confidence in dancing, it's still like, as long as you have, just as you have a face, just as you have a body, you have the capability to dance. And it expresses buried feelings. Nobel Prize winner Iya Pigonge, he did a lot of work within chemistry and physical biological systems, as well as like molecular systems and stuff like that. But here's what he has to say. Tension-breaking expressive meditations like shaking and dancing perturb disturbances in physical and chemical systems, bringing about creative change. So when we actually shake or dance, we are perturbing, or I like to think of it, creating a disturbance within a system. And with that disturbance, often a new, highly more integrated system order, or a highly integrated order emerges. So not only do we shake it all up, when it comes back together, more often than not, it comes back in a new, more highly integrated order. Pretty amazing. Dance when you're broken, dance if you torn the bandage off, dance in the middle of fighting, dance in your blood, dance when you're perfectly free. Rumi. Alright, so for today's activity, it's going to be happening in 3 phases. So the first phase is going to be shaking, and there's no right or wrong way to shake. I'm going to say this, I'm going to kind of prompt throughout the shaking phases, but again, there's no right or wrong way to shake. I do highly encourage you to shake with your eyes closed. I find that that kind of turns down the narrator and perhaps the self-talk. So I encourage you to maybe do it with your eyes closed, so you're a little bit less self-conscious. Definitely you want to find yourself in a nice safe space, because we will be full body shaking. After that, we will be enveloping in a moment of stillness, kind of letting it all settle in. And then last but not least, we'll be dancing it out. So all of these things are forms of expressive meditation, active meditation, and these are our activities for today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I got a little bit of a soundtrack to help us go. It is going to be a 4-minute shake. All right. So hopefully the music makes it a little bit easier. Let's just start to shake it out. You want to start at your feet. That's the key. Gotta be shaking from the bottom up. Shake the feet, up the legs, the knees, the hips. Get the torso shaking, chest, arms, neck, jaw, letting go of any tension in the jaw, really shaking out the arms, the neck. There is no right way to shake. There's no wrong way to shake. Shaking safe. Shaking it all out. When we shake, we get deep into our bodies, our muscles, into our joints. I'm just letting it all release. This is an activity. There's a little bit of work, right? Shake it all out. You were born to shake. Shake like you've never shaken before. Shake a little bit faster. Shake a little bit slower. You're shaking it right. Good. Great shaking. We're maybe about halfway. You start to feel it now, right? Like, you said this was an exercise. And it is. We don't have a goal, we're just shaking. Happy to be shaking. Shaking it all out. Make sure the neck is nice and loose. Shoulders, chest, arms, paws. Big areas of tension. Just letting it all go. Giving it all a little bit of movement. Gotta shake it out more often, I'll tell you. Good shakes. Good. Still got another minute or so left. Shake 100%. We're really trying to Feel our bodies. Feel into the holes of our bodies. Don't stop now. Just keep shaking. You got it. We're shaking around the world. Who knows who else is shaking right now? Good. Just keep shaking. We're almost there. Maybe another 10, 15 more seconds. Just keep shaking. Good. Don't stop yet. There you go. Who said we were done? Just keep shaking. Good. Awesome. Thank you, Summer. I hope you enjoyed everyone shaking it out. Whew, look at my hair. Now, settle into a moment of stillness. So after shaking it out, now I'm just going to tune into any sensations of stillness and how that feels for you. Good. I love that transition from the shake to still. It feels wonderful. And nice, last but not least, now we're going to express all those emotions, all those things that we kind of shook up in our body, and just let it all out with some dance. Feel free to close your eyes for this part too. We're going for the whole song, just letting yourself go. Express whatever you're feeling. Just dancing, going with the flow, bobbing, weaving, or maybe still settled in stillness. Just enjoying this time, letting go of any energy that we may have shook up, and just letting ourselves express it in a way that's best for us. Whatever way, it's all good. Doesn't Bob Marley just have magic? Make you feel better? Even in these tough times. It's amazing little shaking, movement, and dancing can do. Yay! Thank you guys. I'm so glad y'all are participating. Shout out to Summer and Daniel for participating in person and letting me know. I hope everyone's dancing around. I think this is exactly what we need these days. Little data bites like, what are you doing? Lovely. Thank you all for participating in that lovely expression and movement. I hope you all got a little bit of something out of that. I know I most certainly did. Some joy, and I'm actually working up a little bit of a sweat too, so that's certainly a good thing. Whew. So thank you all for participating in that active meditation, that dance as well. We will now be settling back in with a compassionate body scan. This is going to be about a 10-minute practice, so please find yourself in a comfortable position if you're still able to tune in. If not, thank you so much for tuning in for that active portion, and I look forward to the next time. We couldn't hear Bob Marley. That is good tips. Good tips there, so I will make sure that for the next one you can actually hear. Oh, probably because the other music was still playing over it. Thank you. Got it. Okay, that's good info. For the next one. Truly appreciate it. Alrighty. So now, let's begin by finding ourselves settled into a comfortable position. Today, we'll be doing a compassionate body scan, or a loving kindness body scan meditation. Yeah, that's really good to know. Thank you for that. The body scan is a powerful technique that helps us reestablish contact with the body. And it is effective for developing both concentration and flexibility of attention. The intention of a loving kindness body scan is to help us be more loving and kind to our bodies. This includes sickness, physical aches and pains, cancer, arthritis, back pain, knee pain, old age, and all the physical phenomena we experience. Using the loving kindness body scan, we meet each part of our bodies with respect and gentleness as best we can. A loving kindness practice is like taking an internal shower to help us remove some of the inner blockages of the body and help both the mind and the body be more at ease. Meeting each part with loving kindness is a way to reconnect with your body and make friends with it. So to begin this, prepare yourself by turning down anything that might distract you and finding a space where you can relax, feeling safe, and taking a good position, whether you're sitting or laying down, supported, comfortable, relaxed, and alert. It is common to find your mind wandering when you are doing a loving kindness body scan. Just notice this. When it happens, observe where your attention has gone, and then gently bring it back to the region we are focusing on. As we move through the body, if we notice any pain, notice that precisely, noticing the qualities of the sensation, and then treat the sensation with as much kindness as you can, and we'll keep going with the meditation. This practice teaches us how to respond to unpleasant sensations by acknowledging them and moving on without getting stuck or making up a story about them. In certain parts of the body, it is common not to feel any sensation at all. Simply allow your attention to remain in these areas for a few moments. Relax, be at ease, and then move on. So let's begin the meditation practice. If you would like, let your eyes close and begin by settling into your body, gently noticing a general sense of the position of your body and the flowing sensations just as they are right now. You can trust that you have already everything you need to be present and mindful to do this loving kindness body scan. Now take a deep breath. Bring the attention to the feeling of the body breathing. As your body is breathing in, feel the expansion of the chest or abdomen. You may want to put one of your hands over your abdomen, bringing attention to your hand and feeling it move. as the breath flows in and out. Then rest in the natural flow of the breath. No need to control the breath in any way, allowing yourself to relax, letting your focus be on the direct, changing experience of the body. Not getting lost in any judgments about your body. You're not thinking about your body, but rather connecting with it directly, with the sensations and feeling of the body from within. So take a moment to feel your whole body as a whole, from your head to your toes, noticing the places of contact on the floor, the bed, or the chair. Good. Now transfer the attention to the top of your head. Let everything else go. Put your full awareness on the top of your head. Without looking for anything in particular, feeling any sensations there. Pressure, tingling, cold, warmth, or anything else you're aware of. Noticing any feelings associated with this experience. Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Once we acknowledge the feelings that arise in you, turn your mind towards loving kindness. Repeat a phrase such as these: may the top of my head be at ease. If you're experiencing any pain, you could say, may my head be free of pain, free of any tightness, free of any pressure. May my head be relaxed and at ease. Visualize your head when you are repeating one of these phrases, or just rest in the feeling of kindness towards your head. Now, shifting attention from your head, solely attention to your eyes, noticing sensations, movements, being aware of any color or light. Do you feel your eyes? Are they tired or heavy? If you have an eye problem, can you in this moment meet that difficulty with kindness? Perhaps feeling a sense of gratitude for your eyes, even for your eyeglasses, for allowing you to see the world and to move around more easily. Sending loving kindness phrases. May I appreciate my eyes. May my eyes be healthy and well. May I accept my eyes in whatever condition they are. In this moment, may I see my life with clarity and balance. Now, shifting awareness to your ears, feeling appreciation for being able to hear, saying, may my hearing be clear and crisp. For those wearing hearing aids, may I have gratitude for the technology that has created the device to allow me to hear. Good. Now, shifting kind attention to your nose, feeling the air coming in and out the tip of your nose, being grateful that you are able to breathe. Perhaps feel the air on the back of your throat and rest in gratitude. Bring your attention to your lips, jaw, mouth, and tongue. Appreciate how they all work together in talking, chewing, smiling. Noticing if you have any feelings of tightness or holding in the jaw. Relaxing, loosening the tightness as best you can. What is the position of your tongue at this very moment? Allowing for any tightness in your tongue to melt away. Feeling the whole face relaxing, sending loving kindness to yourself. May my lips, jaw, mouth, and tongue be relaxed and healthy. Good. And now, taking a couple more deep breaths. acknowledging and appreciating, taking just a few moments and extend loving kindness to our heads. An often overlooked, often underappreciated area of our body. A lot of the negative self-talk can pertain to this area. I hope in this loving kindness practice, we took just a few moments to expend the compassion and right energy deserved for this beautiful area. And as we continue settling in with our awareness, breathing, feeling the sensations of the air entering our head, moving down throughout the entirety of our body, seeing if we can extend breaths of love and kindness. Gently expanding our awareness with the breath from our heads, the entirety of our bodies, and the rooms around us, and our environments. Taking a moment again of appreciation and gratitude for extending loving kindness to our heads, and saying thank you for the opportunity, for the expressive movements and dancing and whatever we did throughout the entirety of our bodies. Thank you. Lovely. So thank you all for taking a moment to settle into that compassionate head scan. I wasn't exactly sure how much time we would have, so I kind of kept it in a scan in the head, which I think was good because we did a lot of movement in the lower half with the shaking and dancing. So to then extend again some compassion back to the head, and we'll say even to the mind, was probably a wonderful exercise. And nice, I would like to finish up this quote. There's a vitality, a life force, and energy, a quickening that is translated into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist throughout any other medium, and it will be lost. Martha Graham. And now we will end each class with our parting words of wisdom, Zen Koan. When Nun Chiyono studied Zen under Buko of Angahu, she was unable to attain the fruits of meditation for a long time. At last, one moonlit night, while she was carrying her water in an old pail bound by bamboo, the bamboo broke, and the bottom fell out in the pail, and in that moment Chiyono was set free. In commemoration, she wrote the poem, "In this way that I tried to save the old pail, since the bamboo strip was weakening and about to break, until at last the bottom fell out. No more water in the pail, no more moon in the water." Awesome. So I will discuss my personal interpretation of that beginning of next class. It was an honor and pleasure getting to have you all tune in today. It meant the world. It was very nice. I hope you all got to enjoy the activity. I'm sorry the audio levels were not, perhaps you're like, what is Dan even dancing to? He's talking about Bob Marley and I don't hear it, but that's all right. I just appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. I hope you get to take that energy with you throughout the day. It is an honor and pleasure. I wish you all the best ventures, much love, and I'll hang around for a little bit afterwards. Best ventures till next time. Thank you.